to celebrate whom many believe, and I believe, the greatest president in our lifetime, to symbolize patriotism and to symbolize, the will to fight. Remember, he almost died, and they tried to assassinate him 3 times, but this particular statue was about him actually getting shot in the ear. And by the hand of God, barely survived by sheer millimeters of the bullet just grazing his ear. And so these patriots from around the world, Sam and everyone who came together from around the world, Jack Daly, to symbolize their love for President Donald Trump. And remember, over 6,000 patriots came together, and I was just so blessed to be the president's main point of contact that shared the statue with them as it was brought to me, and I was able to share it with the president, and it took over a year, but we finally got it done.
And the president actually called into the ceremony at one point. He gave you a call on your phone. What did he say?
Well, I mean, again, it's very well documented. He said that he knew the statue was made with love. Because that's exactly what it was made with. It was made with love. People not asking for political favors. People not asking anything from the president. These are people, again, the 6,000 patriots who came together, and some pitched a lot, some pitched a little, but they all very important patriots. And the president wanted to show and share his love and appreciation. Again, the president had nothing to do with the statue. It is so baffling as I'm reading throughout social media. People are saying, President Trump dedicated a statue to himself. That has nothing. That is so far from true. But
he likes the statue, though, doesn't he?
Well, of course he loved the statue. Who wouldn't love a statue of themselves? I mean, again, Michael Jordan loved the statue of himself. Allen Iverson loved the statue of himself. Shakira, the singer, loved the statue of herself. Elton John. Who wouldn't love a statue, dedicated by people who love their art, their ability while they're alive. And so I've always preached the word, let's give the flowers while you are alive instead of a bed full of roses when you're dead. And so now it's time for the president to smell the roses while he's alive.
And when you were looking at that statue the other day at its unveiling, and it is enormous, it's 22 feet high, all in gold, what does it mean to you? What does it represent to you, Pastor?
Well, I mean, it represents the miracle of God. That's what it represents. Not, the statue itself, because we all know that this is not some, again, you see it across social media that this is some idol and that, and people are quoting Exodus. And it is so true. And I'm very happy that people are quoting Exodus, that we should have no false gods before or no graven image created and no false God. That for me, that's a mission accomplished, because so many around the world are repeating that scripture. And I pray that those who are repeating it will take it to heart.
And what is your response to that? That this is somehow a false idol? Because people talk about the golden calf. Well, is this the golden Trump?
Yeah, well, of course, it's preposterous. It's blasphemy to even think that. I mean, if you knew me, and of course, I don't know anybody who worships Donald Trump as a god, but I do know you could worship anything as a god, whether it be your job, whether it be your money, whether it be your relationships, whether it be your career, whatever it is, you can put it before the living God, and God is a jealous God. So nothing should ever be put before the living God. This statue symbolized patriotism of Americans. It represents the will to fight, even in the face of opposition, to will to get back up with the blood coming down the president's face, and how he turned to the crowd in Butler, Pennsylvania, and he raised up that fist and he said, fight, fight, fight. That patriotism echoed throughout the world and throughout America to re-energize Americans, to bring us together. Because I'm grateful Democrats should be just as excited that Donald Trump survived, because no violence belongs in our politics in America. So this statue is a symbolism of the will to fight, to overcome, to persevere, that we, the people of the United States of America, to form a more perfect union, we We are the people. We hold up Donald J. Trump, whether you're Democrat, Independent, or Republican, whether you're gay, whether you're straight, whether you're young or old, Hindu, Christian, Muslim, or Jew, whatever your faith is, if you are bleed the red, the white, and blue, you are an American. And so that statue is for all of us, not just for Donald Trump.
But I just wonder whether, and as a man of God yourself, Pastor, whether Trump is increasingly guilty, some might say he's been guilty for a long time, of displaying the sin of pride. You know, this is a man who's renamed the Kennedy Center after himself. That was meant to be a memorial to another president who sadly fell victim to an assassination attempt. He's the first sitting president to put his signature on a US banknote. Now he's celebrating the erection of giant gold statues of himself. Is this a man guilty of the sin of pride?
Well, listen, this is what I do know is this. Whether you like President Donald Trump or dislike President Trump, you cannot argue that this man has done extraordinary things. And millions of Americans here believe that those extraordinary things have made our country stronger, safer, more prosperous, more economical prosper. And so, again, these things that are happening, the people have to vote it. The people have to make it happen. Not vote, excuse me. The people have to allow it. Because we, the people, is the true power of the United States of America. We don't have a dictator. We don't have a king. We have an elected president.
But with respect, Pastor, that's not really an answer. Is he guilty of the sin of pride?
We have a Congress and we have a president. We have an executive branch, we have a judiciary branch, and we have the Senate. And each and every one of them have equal power. And so at any time, of course, the president is always been challenged of the things that he may decree or things that executive orders he may sign. And so, these things that are happening, they're also based off of the will of the people. And if the people didn't want it to happen, it wouldn't happen in America.
Can I be really honest with you, Pastor?
Sure.
When I see this statue, I just think it's a bit tacky. I mean, it is wrapped in gold. At best, it looks like an ornament in Liberace's dressing room. At worst, it looks like something out of North Korea. Can you understand why a lot of people would look at this and just go, this is insane? The man has gone mad.
Well, first of all, let's be very clear. This is not Donald Trump again. You're speaking from the assumption that Donald Trump had anything to do with the statue. If I gifted you something, and if I worked really hard, if I spent my own earn money to be a blessing to you, to celebrate you, your television station, your ability to have this wonderful show that goes around the world. And if I work hard and then I dedicate something as magnificent as a statue to you, that has
Is it magnificent though, or is it a bit tacky?
This has nothing to do with Donald Trump. He had nothing to do. But people like you keep playing that, and you keep pushing that narrative that's completely false.
He loves this, though. He loves all these statues, Pastor.
Who all came together to celebrate what we believe the greatest president in our lifetime. And I wasn't even a part of the group that created this. I'm getting way too much television time. People like Brock Pearson, Yakov Flishkin, and Hershey, and Ash. This is Ash's baby. This was Ash's dream, and he put this thing together. And then you got Dustin Stockton and Sam, who all came in and raised money. Jack Daly, all these guys came together, and the 6,000 unnamed patriots who all came together to celebrate Donald Trump. So quit playing the narrative that this was Donald Trump raising a statue to himself. This has nothing to do with Donald Trump. Tell the truth. Speak the truth. And I was there from the very beginning when it was first brought to my attention, and I brought it to the president's attention.
Can I ask you one final thing, Pastor? Because
just make sure that you give the correct narrative. Don't keep saying that that Donald Trump raised a statue to himself.
No, I've never said he raised a statue to himself. But he certainly has celebrated the arrival of the statue.
That did this, okay? So just make sure you echo that message around the world.
I genuinely wonder if we are close now to him commissioning a sculptor to carve his face into the side of Mount Rushmore. If someone suggested that, would you support it? Do you think Donald Trump belongs on Mount Rushmore?
Well, I'm not here to speak for the president. I'm not here to
speak for yourself.
To say whether he put himself on Mount Rushmore. I think that's comical. What's more important is the fact that the statue is not a golden calf. The statue is not some false idol god. Anything could be an idol. It doesn't have to be some statue. This represents, and let me just say this about the gold. It was first bronze. The president, again, had nothing to do with the statue in the first place. But the patriots came together at the very last minute, and they said it would be wonderful so that it don't patina, mean it turns green like the Statue of Liberty, that if we make it gold, that would preserve the statue even longer. So we should be celebrating these people. We should be celebrating the hard-earned taxpayers that put together their own money, and they raise it, on their own to celebrate Donald Trump. So you could dislike the man, but you got to appreciate the 6,000 plus people who came together to do this for Donald Trump, and that's the real story.
Pastor, really appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us. Pastor Mark Burns, Donald Trump's spiritual advisor, who presided over the unveiling ceremony for this 22-foot-high golden statue at one of